Good morning. My name is Teacher Cynthia, and I'm going to talk about consultative communicative style. But before we discuss this communicative style, we will have a short review on the two other communicative styles that you've learned in the past. So, let's take a look at it. The first communicative style is the intimate style. When we say intimate style, it is usually used by participants who have very close relationship, like between family members, between close friends. That's why intimate labels like dear, darling, honey, mom, dad, and other nicknames may also be used in this situation. Number two is the casual style. When we also say casual style, it is an informal communication between groups or peers. Casual style is used among friends and co-workers when an informal atmosphere is appropriated and desired, such as the classroom where students may chat. So those are the two communicative styles that you've learned in the past. So let's continue on the third communicative style, which is the consultative style. Let's talk about consultative communicative style. When we say consultative communicative style, it is also known as the third level of language, and it is considered to be the most operational style among the other styles. It is basically unplanned speech, since the speaker uses the participation and feedback of the listener. The speaker will supply background information, while again, the listener participates continuously. According to Martin Juice, consultative style shows our norm for coming to terms with strangers who speak our language but whose personal stock of information may be different. So that's according to Martin Juice. Let's take a look more about the consultative communicative style. Consultative speech style is also the normal style for speaking to strangers or persons who are neither acquaintances nor friends or relatives, just like in a dialogue or interviews. So let's talk about the characteristics of consultative speech style. The two defining features of consultative style. First, the speaker supplies background information, or he does not assume that he will be understood without it. Two, the listener or addressee participates continuously by giving feedback. This style uses feedback and listener participation. The information provided by the communicators in the responses is just enough for participation and cooperation in the exchange. And the speaker depends on the listener's responses in deciding whether he is being understood, should be more specific, or should reformulate what he is going to say next while he is speaking. Also, consultative speech style is used in ordinary conversations or routine transactions that lead to an outcome or result. Let's have more characteristics of the consultative speech style. Interruptions are allowed during conversation. The listener gives short responses like "uh-huh" or "ah" to signal that he or she is paying attention to the speaker or has understood what was said. So for example, if the speaker asks you and you understood it, instead of saying yes, or you can just say "uh-huh" or "ah," if you get what the speaker meant, right? Next, another characteristic of consultative speech style is that it is more or less self-imposed style for communicating with strangers with whom we feel we share socio-cultural and situational assumptions or opinions in a general way. Also, it is an unplanned speech, or it is unmarked, or the baseline and ordinary type of speech in American English among persons who do not know each other. The language to be used in this style is more formal than intimate and casual style. Thus, the speaker should choose words to use with care. And take note also that it is important to note that during the conversation using this speech style, the speaker should pronounce words well. Choose words carefully and speak in complete sentence to minimize misunderstanding. Consultative conversational style takes place during communication between a superior and a subordinate, doctor and patient, teacher and student, employer and employee, lawyer and client, and talks between strangers, acquaintances, or colleagues of unequal ranks where something is achieved in the end. So let's have more concrete examples. For example, we have here a teacher and a student. So for example, in class, you did not understand your lesson in math. So before you went home in the afternoon, you consulted your teacher. And you ask him, can you explain this problem because I couldn't understand it? Then your teacher may ask you, what is not clear to you about this problem? Your teacher then explained your lesson again and you were able to understand it. So that's an example of the consultative communicative style. Another example is when you visited a doctor because you were not feeling well. So for the doctor to diagnose you and give you the correct medicines, he needed to ask you questions about what you were feeling, and he could ask you, what are you feeling right now? Did you have fever? What other discomforts have you felt? In these situations, the teacher and the doctor are experts in their own fields, and they're using consultative speech style in getting responses from their clients. The student and patient, on the other hand, are also using consultative speech styles because they are using and delivering their answers based on the consultative questions asked to them. In doing so, it keeps the conversation continuous until they arrive at a result. So did you get it? Since consultative speech style is communicating with a person whom you do not know or you may know, see to it that the way you communicate with them is in polite manner. The way you communicate with your friends or a person whom you are familiar with differs when you communicate with strangers. So, be mindful of the setting where the conversation takes place. Example, it is impolite for a student to talk informally to a principal in his office, but it is polite for a teacher to speak casually when they met in a market. Okay, I hope you learned a lot on my discussion about the consultative communicative style. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will apply the lessons that you've learned in this discussion so that you will be able to answer the questions and activities prepared for you. Good luck, and see you on the other videos for the 2 other communicative styles that we did not finish. Bye!